It's Crabman. All right, I just gotta make this point here, man. It's like, look, me personally, yeah, my life might be totally destroyed. I might have many issues, man. I might not be a person of uh, uh high moral caliber. I mean, but then again, let he who has not sinned cast the first stone. You know what I mean? Some people forget that. They act like they're without sin. Or what it is you make a big deal out of someone else with an issue to hide your own issues. You know what I'm saying? It's like whatever issues, like say I got an issue you don't suffer from. I'm sure there's one you probably suffer from that I don't suffer from potentially, or might just be more. Everyone may have more in common than they would like to admit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes. But here's the thing: the moral high ground is it's it's a place it's a mode that you live in. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a place that you can buy your way into. It's you gotta it's a place that it doesn't matter, man. What how successful you are or how little mistakes you make, man. It's more about uh it's a place outside of people. It's a place we can get to and remain in. You know what I'm saying? But that's the moral high ground. So here's the thing. Hey, I might be a joke, man. I might be a sucker, man. I might be a loser. But listen, the shit that I be talking about is not a joke. It's not a lie. You know what I'm saying? It's not all hype. I'm not gonna say some of these things aren't hyped up, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole nature of the psychological operation is to hype up unimportant things to conceal the important things. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing, man. I mean, look, the documents don't lie. That's not me. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. I'm not claiming me. I'm declaring things that are going on. I'm declaring what is. I'm not declaring who am I. You know what I'm saying? I'm not declaring that. I'm just a guy who sees that these things are going on and taking place. So I'm giving commentary. I'm giving warning. I'm giving deeper revelations where I receive them. You know what I'm saying? And uh, I'm not I'm not seeking your approval. I mean, who in the hell are you anyway? You know what I'm saying? That uh you declare you know what I'm saying, who is and who ain't and who's worthy, who's not. Uh to uh to call out things, man. To call out the events. I believe every man it's our right, freedom of speech, to freedom of expression. Listen, also it's like this: my right to critical thought, my right to see things as they are. You know what I'm saying? It's that is totally different. That's something totally different. You can't judge what's on the inside of a person by their things or how they appear, because that's not what it is, man. That's like the worst people always appear as the weakest. You know what I'm saying? Or the most they look the most charitable, but that's just their beard. That's their disguise, man. That's their you know that's their cover, man. That's and then some of the people that would seem like they'd be the worst people on the planet actually have the hearts of gold. You know what I'm saying? And that's just something to keep in the mind, man. You can't judge books by their cover. You can't judge people even by how they appear, or you know what I'm saying, because you don't know everything about them. So why are you gonna act like you can just, you know what I'm saying? Uh, just assume that you can get it all, man, when you didn't even really do no real investigation for yourself. I mean, here's one thing. Uh, if you were to ask a Nazi about the character of a Jew, they would tell you all these evil things about these people. It just depends on who you ask, is how they're gonna present the next person. So you can't take everyone's opinion to heart. They might not be true. There might be biases there. There might be deception there. There might be hatred there. There might be ideological manipulation and programming and brainwashing and mind control and satanic ideologies taught to them by schools and you know what I'm saying, things like that, man. At work here, you know what I'm saying. So you gotta do your own investigations on things, man. And this is the thing. I'm not declaring me. I'm just declaring things that I happen to come across or other people even point out to me. And then I'm just going to be a good homie about it and pass along the information. I'm not looking for a pat on the back. I'm not looking for anyone to call me anything. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's the right thing to do is to share the wealth, man. I mean, truly, knowledge is the wealth here in this game, in the information game. It's like there's a lot of information out here, and a lot of it might shine, but some of this information really literally is like fool's gold. So there's a whole lot of free fool's gold. You know what I'm saying? But there's also some people dropping some real treasures of information out here, and they're not, you know, they're just giving it out. Just like that's how you do it. That's the moral high ground. Why'd you do it? Well, because it was the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? And if it indeed is the right thing to do, that is the moral high ground. You know what I'm saying? People confront like they got the moral high ground. The only way they can front and get away with it is that the people they talking to must not know what the moral high ground is. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You gotta know this for yourself, and that means you gotta study things. The things that you say, most of them you gotta be able to back up. Because I mean, listen, everyone's entitled to a few mistakes here and there. This is a tricky, twisty, turny game, and there's different levels of awakening, you know, or mind blowing times where, like, listen, if you're in the midst of a mind blowing, some mind rock and shattering information, your words might come out a little, you know, off a little bit here and there because your mind is just your brain scattered for a minute and your thoughts aren't all together because you got new information and it kind of shuffles things up for a minute, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know when it's like that. It's like when you almost gotta scrap the whole drawing board, man. Start again, and then take new measurements, basically. You know what I'm saying? And then stay relevant, man. Stay you know you gotta be in the moment with things as well, man, because things do change, and you know, if you're not ready, man, you might miss these little indicators and clues, man, that come out before things happen. I mean, that's the way everything works, man. It's almost like there are you know what I'm saying, little indicators when something's going on. It's the way things are. It's crazy because it's like the world, you know, it's like when you're not changing, but the world's changing around you. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's beyond your control. But I mean, these motherfuckers will just change things up to the point where before you know it, man, it's like they literally, you know, change the landscape around you and built a better box to get in a smaller space. And you're in it already, and it's just they did it so cleverly. You know what I'm saying? They do it from the outside in, and then, you know, through the programming and the brainwashing and the 2 + 2 = 5 techniques, they try to internally twist you up. You know what I'm saying? So you help build your own enslavement unknowingly. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's crazy out here. So I mean, it doesn't matter, man. If you're awake, you're awake. How you got there, I mean, but you know, it's hard to look at anyone these days, man, and just and judge them by these old standards that we know now. We're really just kind of like it was culture engineering, social engineering. It was Fabian socialist shit, and you guys still talk like Fabian socialists sometimes. But yet you're trying to speak out against them, but yet sometimes you kind of sound like them. You got some similar beliefs. It's like you're more of a liberal neoconservative, a liberal neoconservatism, socialist workers party type. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you see the reemergence of this, and it's going to come out here with mega strength now. Because back in the '80s, when they were saying the Mexicans and the blacks are going to they're going to overpopulate, and they're going to take all our jobs. I mean, now it appears that there is no jobs. Someone's got to get the blame. Well, you can't blame the corporatists that really did it. Instead, you got to turn your gun on your neighbor or the people down the street in the hood. That it is not their fault. None of us created the fucking world. You know what I'm saying? None of us created this system. You know what I'm saying? And you can't say, I mean, you got to have some sympathy, man, that all for people, for your fellow man, and just admit that sometimes, yeah, man, something ain't right with life, with society, with civilization. There's something ain't right about it, and some people get pimped. And why are you gonna perpetuate the pimping on people instead of just being like, wait a second, man, we gotta some things we gotta change our thinking on these things. You know what I'm saying? And that's why. Listen, so what if someone is the scum of the earth, or they got bad learned behavior? Those are the people that need your help the most. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes a little more work to reach them. You know what I'm saying? Some people only like to go for the low-hanging fruit. But I think as people, man, we are called, man, to even attempt even the more difficult situations. Because in the end, man, it might be even more rewarding. You know what I'm saying? They say nothing good ever comes easy, right? So it's true, man. It wasn't easy for me to wake up and see a lot of these things and even make it. It wasn't easy for me to do the wrong thing all these years, neither, man. I mean, it was. I almost paid the whole price, man. You know what I'm saying? Many times, and it's all for nothing. I mean, but everything is all for nothing. All this is all for nothing. All your success and all these things that you use to stand on the pedestal to look down on other people, it's an illusion too. You know what I'm saying? So. And that's what's holding some people back, is that, man, in order to keep my stuff, man, there's just, I gotta keep up this Fabian socialist caste system, Willie Lynch divide and conquer, only in certain areas, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, look, I realized today, man, it's like, listen, half true information is the most dangerous information, man, because, it's partially true. You know what I'm saying? But, that stuff can slip by, and before you know it, you're living in a falsehood. You know what I'm saying? Then there's a lot of those out there by design. That's that whole factionalization thing, man. It is like Divergent. If you won't factionalize, you're going to be attacked by everyone. And I think that's part of the system, man. Is like they all got these little different corrals, man. It's like, there's a long highway, but at the end they start to split up, and whatever you're more drawn to is the one you'll be drawn into. You know what I'm saying? And then, but the people, like me, are like, I'm at the end of the thing, at the end of the escalator, and I'm looking, and there's these 5 different factions, and I'm running up against the escalator the opposite direction and bumping into everyone on my way out. Like, look. It doesn't matter which one of those you pick. It's all death. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. And I mean, that's not because I'm a brave man or I deserve a medal or anything. It's just, hey, listen, it's common human decency to warn people of dangers and tell you what I know and what I foresee. You know what I'm saying? And, I've been accurate. It doesn't matter. You can... Listen, my lifestyle, you can say whatever you want about it. It doesn't matter because, listen, my lifestyle doesn't change the facts about what the New World Order is or who's involved or what their plans are. My life, who I am, my issues have nothing to do with none of that. Well, I mean, they do sometimes because, listen, the reason I have issues is because of social engineering, Fabian social eugenics shit. And I fit into the category that they want to exterminate. You know what I'm saying? So think about it. Have I been under more pressure maybe than other people? It's I'd say yeah, but I mean you should know that's possible if you know the game.